Incoming transmission from an unknown source. It seems to be urgent. Patching them through. They're calling themselves the HoloNet Marauders.
Has this been recording?
Yay! Material.
I'm so
Who's
excited.
this Matt Simonelli guy?
Who's this Matt
is it?
Is
Simonelli
he an
guy?
extra? Hey everybody, welcome back to the HoloNet Marauders podcast. We're in a studio today. Very exciting.
Yeah.
With producer Shelbi behind the scenes.
Thank you, Shelby.
Thank
We
you,
finally came
Shelby.
down here to this. Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you, Shelby.
You say welcome back, but this is the first time we've ever done this.
Yeah, so welcome to
This is true.
the Studiocast.
The studio. Ooh.
Oh.
Wow.
But I'm joined here by my Bombad Jedi pals, Jamie and
Hello.
Matt.
Matt.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
You're Matt. I'm Jamie.
I'm
Nailed it.
AJ.
This is very weird because we haven't actually done a podcast like with each other
Yeah.
in the same room.
Yeah.
Aside from
Talking to you guys face
Star
to
Wars
face.
not Star Wars Celebration. Fan Expo. We
Fan
want
Expo.
to do one at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully.
Star Wars Celebration, get back to us.
We'll see.
Speaking of Star Wars
Speaking of
Celebration,
that, yeah.
that's what we're talking about today.
That is-
Wow.
That's the theme of our podcast today.
That was a good segue.
That was
Great
good.
Reaction. Wow.
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 That was great.
So the reason we're talking about Star Wars Celebration today is because tickets went on sale recently.
Yeah.
We already had tickets, luckily. Thank
Yep.
thank
Yeah,
goodness.
Went through the whole. We bought them right when they were announced, and then
Yeah.
they rolled over once, rolled over twice,
This
pushed
celebration
back, and then
keeps getting pushed
whatever.
back. But
Yep.
it looks finally official that it's going to happen
Yeah,
at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend,
There's
I believe.
no way it's not going to happen.
it better happen.
I'm not jinxing it right now.
We got the room.
We got the room.
Knock on wood.
We got two
We got a
rooms.
lot of rooms.
We've
We've
got
like
9
overbooked
rooms. We don't know which one to say.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
a
know.
story for another day.
That's
That's a personal situation that we're trying to figure out.
Tickets went on sale to everyone else, and most of our friends I think we know of got them. I know our friend
Yeah.
Chad didn't actually get tickets.
We'll see.
Oh, no.
So, but we're hoping to see everyone that we haven't met yet and
Yeah.
that we've met.
I think that one of the funniest things is over the past couple years, so many people have just like gotten into Star Wars and like started like engaging in like this like smaller like community. Like Star Wars Celebration wasn't even on the radar like 2 years ago. 3 years? When was it announced?
My
When was
goodness.
2019? What year is it? When it
Last
was like
year,
announced,
2019.
I made it. Oh god, last year, 2 years ago.
3.
But yeah, people haven't really like a lot of people got into Star Wars because of after the Rise of Skywalker, and then because of Mandalorian, Mando season 2, Clone Wars season 7, Bad Batch, like so
It
much
was
content.
incredible-
Visions, The High Republic.
Yeah.
There's been so much content.
It's incredible
since
to
Celebration.
believe that we went to Celebration before The Mandalorian was a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
I pointed that out recently that last time we went to Celebration, it was only 3 years ago, even though it feels like it was been 10 years.
I know.
But there's been so many pieces of content. I think I kind of
I
like
just
7
listed
or
them
8.
all off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's funny because we got a Mandalorian sneak peek, we got the Fallen Order sneak peek at
Also
Celebration.
yep.
So a lot of these things were like introduced,
Yeah.
but like who knew,
Yeah.
they would take off as much as they have.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
and
wild.
The Mandalorian has become like a staple of Star Wars now.
Yeah.
I remember they had like the speeder bike that Mando uses in season 1 just like on display.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of like the crowd near the Star Wars show stage, and everyone's just like, oh, that's cool, it's a speeder bike.
Yeah.
But like everyone's like, oh, it was like screen used, like that's cool, but like nobody knew what it was.
Nobody knew.
So
Well,
it's
That's
like,
always the thing
well,
with new projects. Like they had the Mando panel, and I was like, that's cool, but I didn't have any momentum with it yet. Like
Yeah.
I had momentum with the sequel trilogy. I was excited for Rise of Skywalker.
We are going to see so much Grogu.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah.
In this celebration, it's going to be all Grogu.
That was like
It's gonna
one
be
of the
everywhere.
highlights in like the shop. So like with the ticket sales, like they like have like the pre-sale like shop as well, like of the merch, and there was already like a bunch of like Grogu stuff, like the ears and whatnot.
But
Oh, God.
another
So-
cool thing with this celebration, it's the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
And we were there for the 20th anniversary of the Phantom
Of Phantom
Menace.
Menace.
How
Right.
funny is that?
Yeah, but like
Oh,
there's gonna
no.
be so much. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
go
they
back
already-
a second ago,
Yeah.
because you mentioned the Mandalorian panel. You got to go to the Mandalorian panel.
I did.
So like we all did like the lotteries and whatnot, and you were the only one in our group who got to go
I
into
know.
the Mandalorian
Matt invited
panel.
me, but
So,
Dude, people,
what
they were letting
happened?
people in. I told AJ to come in. He didn't come in.
How did it happen? Explain the
I won
process with
the lottery. I
Mandalorian.
got into the overflow room.
Yeah.
We sit down, and it's Dave Filoni, Pedro Pascal, and John Favreau, and on stage, on screen, because again, I was in the overflow room. But
Right.
talking about the Mandalorian, they told us the story of the 501st and getting the Stormtrooper armor and
all the
everybody on set.
extras.
that's cool.
Yeah.
They showed us a sneak preview of the first scene. It was unfinished, a little dark, and the special effects weren't exactly, up to snuff. But we got to see, the cantina battle and all that. We didn't see the Mithril, no Mithril. But we got to see him, beat the crap out of that Corrin and cut him in half.
With the door.
Yeah, with the
Ooh,
door.
Yeah, all that. That was
brutal.
awesome. I mean, that was so cool.
And you got a poster.
We got the posters. Yep.
We did. We got a poster too, but I got it from someone locally who ended up going, and then I got it like 2 weeks later because someone was like, "Oh, I have extra posters." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
So with I imagine that was maybe a big highlight for you at
That was. I mean,
Chicago
that was
celebration.
Yeah. We got into the overflow room for the Rise of Skywalker, and then I got into the Mando thing, and those were like the two big events that I witnessed.
Yeah.
Were we on the floor for Fallen Order? I think we were on the floor for Fallen Order.
Yeah,
we
but
were all kind of like huddled
That
around.
was cool too, though.
Yeah, it
because
was.
They'll replay it throughout the day, the new trailer, just so everyone gets to see it, and why not? And everyone, there's always a big crowd around that stage, the Star Wars.
Yeah, the Star Wars
show
Yeah.
stage.
And of course, we got to see plenty of people come out on that stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another highlight.
That's
I wanted
so
to get
fun.
I wanted to get to all of our highlights from Chicago, and then maybe what we're looking forward to in Anaheim.
Yeah.
But
Let's talk about being around that stage then. So one of the funny things, we have a handful of photos that are just hilarious. There's one vivid one that I remember of Ahmed Best was on stage.
Yeah.
And you were wearing the Jar Jar mask, and
Yep.
you're just doing the arms raised, just looking, just staring at him.
good
I
old
don't think he
Jar Jar.
looked at you, but oh my gosh, I didn't bring the Gorg. The best
Bobby.
story.
Oh, the Bobby
That was a
Gorg.
good
God.
one.
So longtime listeners know that this is actually a story. I've talked about it before
Oh,
with
yeah.
Bobby the Gorg.
Big-
So
big
I have
tragedy.
the green and purple Gorg plushie from Star Wars Resistance, and so Bobby Moynihan and Donald Faison were being interviewed by the Star Wars show, and so we happened to be there. And I love Bobby Moynihan. I always have since he's been on SNL, and I had at the time my Gorg that I just bought in the Celebration store, and I don't know why, screaming my head off, just yelling for Bobby, and no one,
Yeah.
he wasn't turning around.
That was the thing. You had the Gorg,
I'm
right?
like,
You're
holding it up,
chomping. You're
chomping
chomping away at
Everyone
it.
but Bobby looked.
And
Yeah.
everybody's looking at you because you're screaming your head off trying
and
to
the
get them to
person who
notice
was
you.
directing the show, directing the stream, switched to it. They literally switched to it in the
Yeah.
main thing, and it was
You were on the screen. Everybody was looking at you, and people who were in the audience were like, "Bobby,"
And
calling him
pointing.
over,
Yeah.
"Get over! Look at the Gorg."
And then Donald Faison looked over, and he was like, "Oh yeah," he pointed over, but
Bobby
Bobby was
not.
Bobby
having
did
it.
that one character on Weekend Update that he does. That's just
Oh yeah.
No,
you,
yeah.
Looking
you,
around.
you hear about that? You
Hear about
See,
the
that
Gorg?
You didn't hear this from me?
There were so many good moments at Celebration that I almost forgot about that one, and that was such a
Yeah,
such a great
that was
one.
a really big highlight. I still use that photo as a header photo for a bunch of smaller accounts that I
Yeah, it's a
internally,
good
so-
picture because it's
Yeah,
because
because it was on the Star Wars stream, so I can say I was on the Star Wars live stream
Yeah.
for a few solid shots because stupid thing.
We know pin vending machine,
Pin
big
vending
highlight.
machine.
I hope they do that again. I love pin trading at conventions because
Yeah,
a lot of conventions, big ones like that, the Reed Pop ones, PAX East. we're doing
yeah.
soon.
PAX East and Star Wars Celebration
They
are
have
the two big ones that you
pin
do that
trading
at.
things where you have to go to this booth to get this pin. You can just straight up buy some. You can get some at the pin vending machine.
Yeah.
So and Matt didn't collect any pins, but
I
he
don't collect pins.
He
but
liked waiting in line with me.
It was
pin
nice.
vending
Being a
machines.
good friend, you're just
hanging out,
I'll wait.
keeping
I'll
you
wait.
company.
Back to we've said it 100 times, but waiting in lines at Celebration is fun because turn to your right, that person loves Star Wars as much as you do, probably. Big chance.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
talk to them about, oh, do you see that trailer today? What do you think of this? What do you think of the panel tomorrow?
and he's
It's
like,
fun.
"What's Star Wars?"
Yeah.
And you're like,
I mean, I feel there's a good chunk who are just oh, I'm going with my kid or something.
Yeah,
but,
but chances
But
are,
still.
I'd say there's a 80% chance.
Most-
I mean,
mostly-
Star Wars is almost universal at this point.
Yeah.
Everybody at
Yeah.
least knows how to carry a basic conversation in
Yeah.
Star Wars.
And just meeting people at Celebration, like people we knew online, meeting new people.
Yeah.
We talked about it, but our friend Taylor,
Yep.
who's here with us today, you were internet friends.
Yeah.
We met so many internet friends in person. And we're
Yep.
like, oh, this person is actually really great.
Yeah, because it's meeting an internet friend is totally crazy because you can talk to someone for forever and then be like, oh, well, you're pretty cool in person or you're totally different in person, but actually getting to see them and put an actual face to the name, it's a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I'm most excited for this coming Celebration because we've met so many people virtually.
I know.
Through the podcast, and obviously the past 2 years with just obviously pandemic times, we haven't been able to do anything.
I know.
So it's super exciting to actually know we're gonna see people.
Yeah, like people I know. Because
Yeah.
that was my problem. I was
a
always
big
in the
thing.
background, like,
Yeah, because
hello.
like AJ and I both
don't
did
know
like the
you.
cosplay stuff, so like we knew of like a lot of people, and we were just like, oh hey, like I recognize you from like your stuff, and then like Matt's just like, hey.
Yep, I
It's good.
had absolutely no frame of reference for the people you were meeting. I was just like,
Sorry.
hello.
But now
I do.
Now we
now
have HoloNet
I'm looking
Marauders.
forward
We
to
know
like,
a good chunk of people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Other creators.
I want to see John again.
Force
Oh my
Ghost
gosh.
John.
Force Ghost John, our favorite fella.
Force Ghost John.
If you're listening,
If you
we
know-
love you.
Yeah, John,
Tell that story.
I love
Tell the story about John.
you.
Because this is just another example of meeting people.
Yeah, again, this was just like a random thing. It was in Chicago, the last celebration, so we went there. We had a few days before the convention started to like do touristy stuff. So we went to a speakeasy. You guys, the two of you
Yeah,
were
we went to Wrigley.
at Wrigley Field.
went to
So
a
it was
Cubs
me and
game.
Shelby. We
Yeah.
went to a speakeasy because when you're in Chicago,
You
and
go
we
to
sat
speak-
next
you
to
go
this.
a speakeasy, or you go to a Cubs game if you're.
That's
in
right.
Chicago.
So we did
So we
both
did that,
on the same
yeah.
day. So we sat next to a group of people and we got to know them. We had some drinks with them, hung out, stuff like that. And one of them casually dropped that, oh yeah, no, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration. And we go, wow, Shelby and I are too. That's amazing. But we didn't exchange numbers. We didn't do anything. We just said, oh yeah, that'll be cool. Maybe we'll see you there. And
Usually in these situations, you don't
You
see a
don't see them
person
again
at
because
a
there's
so
convention,
many
'cause
people.
yeah. Anyway.
So we get there Thursday morning, the first day of celebration. The first thing that happens, we walk onto the floor, and there he is. And I go, oh my God, there's John. Like immediately. And he goes, hey, what's up? He joins our crew.
And
And
we got to meet him.
We're like, who is
over
this
the
guy?
yeah,
All right.
and of course I had to introduce him to you guys. But over the course of the entire weekend, he would just kind of pop in and out. He'd appear and then just disappear. We turn around and go, oh, John's gone.
Like
and
a
then
Force
we turn
Ghost.
around and go, oh, hey, John's here. And that's why we called him Force Ghost John, because he would just appear when he needed to, and
Yeah.
disappear when he didn't.
So Force Ghost John, if you're listening or
Mhm.
watching,
I know you
Hey.
are.
And the best part of it all,
I know you are.
I followed him on Instagram maybe a short time after that, and his name's John Williams.
John Williams.
So,
I mean, that's perfect.
yeah,
It is wonderful.
perfect.
That's hilarious. And I
Wait.
hope to see you again at this celebration, because
What
it's
were-
in your neck of the woods.
What were some other big highlights from Chicago for us? Like we talked about the panels, talked about meeting people.
We talk about the insane, crazy snow taxi ride that
Oh my
AJ
God.
and I took?
I mean,
Okay,
that's a whole yeah.
So
Oh,
the
God.
experience with Chicago. So we didn't stay like at the hotel next to the convention center or anything like that. We got an Airbnb at a place that was like 20 minutes north of the convention center. I think it was like an old town in
John's
Chicago.
place.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh
Different
yeah.
John.
Another John.
Different John. So the Airbnb was great. The guy who hosted it was awesome. We were good guests, but like at one point we did actually forget the keys like in the door of the apartment, and he
first
like
day.
came
He
in
comes
to
in,
like
he's
check
like,
his like mail, and he literally
guys,
knocked on the door and was like, "You guys left the keys in the door," and we're like, "Oh,
Oh my
we're
God.
so
And that was
sorry."
like day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like the first impression we had with John. I was like, oh
But
no.
we
no, he
didn't see
hates
him like
us.
again the rest of the time, and like we
Yeah.
were quiet, and so like he left us a positive review as a guest. But anyway,
Yeah.
So we had to take an Uber every day to get to the convention. Usually it would be like the four of us crammed into the Uber. Sometimes we like separated out because you guys had to get there early. So this
Yeah.
was one of those times.
This was
Matt-
the Mando panel.
Matt had to get there. For
I
the
was
Mando
running. We
panel.
were running late for the Mando panel, and I was like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God,
So the
I'm
two
gonna
of
miss
you
it."
went.
So me and AJ went ahead, and let me preface this by saying that we went this weekend in April and experienced literally, I'm not even kidding, every single kind of weather you could possibly
Every
get.
season.
It was like 60, 70 degrees sunny one day. The next day it was a blizzard, not kidding. It was like torrential rains. It was like cold the next day. It was like every day had different weather. Foggy
Yeah.
when you guys went to Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was
Barely
insane.
saw it.
Well, this was the day that we were getting the blizzard, and it was already snowing out. It was bad. So we got this Airbnb, and this guy.
The Uber. You got this Uber.
Oh yeah, sorry. Why did I say
From the
Airbnb?
Airbnb.
from the Airbnb.
From the Airbnb. I got an Uber, and this guy flew. I'm talking like 70, 80 miles an hour down the highway
It was
in the
great.
middle of this
Like-
snowstorm with like no visibility.
The curvy Chicago highways
The
that
curvy,
like,
like, yeah.
hug the water
or
line.
freeways,
Like,
whatever you want to call them, just around, the lake. And he's weaving and he's bobbing through cars. I didn't even tell him I was late for anything. He just got us
Took
there.
off.
Yeah.
He just got us there in like 10 minutes. It was
Yeah.
insane. I thought I was going to die the whole way there.
We had a blast, but it was also terrifying.
It was
so.
absolutely terrifying.
I'm glad I didn't
Something we can laugh
experience
about now, but I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
It was
and
a
not
very
get to
Star
see the Mando
Wars-
panel. This is awful.
It was a very like Coruscant cab ride, I feel.
I remember getting like texts from you guys like saying like I think that we're gonna die in this Uber. And I'm like, did you
Somebody's
make
driving
it?
by.
And then like 5 minutes later, you're like, oh yeah, we made it. And I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
cool. And then we showed up later in the day, but I was very concerned.
That was crazy. Crazy.
What is now that we've been to one celebration?
Yep.
We talk about it like
Now
we've
that
been
we're
to
experts.
5. Now that we're experts.
Yes, we've only been to the one.
What advice would you have? Like, what would be a couple pieces of advice you would have to some listeners that are going for the first time?
Practice walking around. I'm not even kidding. Practice walking around. Like go on walks around your
one.
neighborhood just so that way you're like on your feet. Especially in the
Yeah.
past like, couple of years if you've been like a little like sedentary, like make sure you are like up to walking around because you will be on your feet most of the day.
You'll be on your feet for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
You get there
one
at
of
like
those
8 a.m.
days,
and leave 8
especially if you're
p.m.
cosplaying and wearing like boots.
Oh my god, yeah.
One day I
Um,
just had to like lay on the floor because my feet hurt so bad.
I reshared that
Yeah.
photo recently.
They hurt so bad. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
So like I'm not saying practice walking around for 12 hours straight, but like at least like just build some stamina up. Just like walk around a little bit more and just so that way you're ready to go.
yeah.
If you're cosplaying, make sure you're wearing like shoes that you're comfortable in.
Yeah.
Like don't worry if they're like not screen accurate. Just make sure you're comfortable.
If-
Like
if you're staying nearby, switch out.
yeah,
you know.
yeah, definitely. Take breaks. Like I was saying to AJ when we were getting ready for this, like we're gonna bring Cobb Vanth, and I'm like, what do you want to do about the boots? Because the ones that we have right now, like, are questionably uncomfortable. So I'm like, let's figure something out.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
I would also recommend, we didn't experience this thing, but it's something on my mind that if you're flying, especially, be
Yeah.
careful bringing a costume because bags get lost in flying. And if you lose like an expensive costume or one you made that took a long time, I mean,
I'm
Could-
so terrified.
I know. So
I'm
like,
so
you,
worried.
You know,
Like there's things that I want to bring this, and I'm terrified that like that's not gonna like make it, and I'm just like,
we'll see. But I don't know.
you're surprisingly
the,
chill about this.
the walking around, I'm hosting. I gotta be.
I'm freaking out.
I'm facilitating here, so I'm in my.
He's freaking
facilitation
out
mode.
too, but yeah.
What's some advice you'd have, Matt?
Probably hand sanitizer was
Yes.
a big one. This is,
And
again,
this
this is
is-
before,
yeah.
the last 3 years. This is 2019, pre-pandemic. I was so grateful that I had hand sanitizer on me because I was walking around, you go to different booths, you touch things that like 100 people have touched before you, and you feel it on your hands. It's gross. It's
Yeah.
like you feel that like film almost of other people's hands.
Especially,
Yeah.
you like diving in the figure bins.
I love
These
diving in the
days.
junky
yeah.
figure bins, free, out of package, just grubbing all over
grubbing.
'em.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, definitely bring hand sanitizer. I brought like a backpack. That's a pretty obvious one,
Yeah.
Bring a backpack.
Bring a bag.
Have like a jacket handy or something if somebody needs it.
It's gonna be Anaheim
No
True.
jacket.
in May.
Okay, all right.
I've heard that it's like 80 or so degrees around that time of year.
I'm giving
Fahrenheit?
just general advice.
If it's in
for
Chicago
celebration.
again,
If it was in Chicago,
Or New
I would
York
say
or
bring
Boston.
every season.
I was
worth
going to
of
say bring
clothing.
snow boots and
Um,
a tank top.
you never know.
But hey, it's
Um,
California, so you could probably still do that.
Yeah, whatever works.
My big piece of advice would be make sure you make time to eat stuff
yeah.
because you'll be
Yes,
so
eat.
and hydrate.
Not even like make time.
You'll be so excited by the convention, you'll literally forget to eat.
like set yourself timers. Like actually like make yourself like reminders so
Yeah.
like you'll get notified like on your phone because you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to eat every day at like 1:00, but then like all of a sudden it'll be like 3 and you'll just be like,
It was like I missed
You'll be
lunch because
Cobb
there's a
Vanth wandering
certain
through the desert just like, just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I wandered for days. That's gonna be like us at Celebration. We should remake that actually.
Cobb Vanth just stumbling
I
around.
wandered for days.
We could. But we
because
could do it at the desert
they don't
Main, too.
serve
Yes.
lunch like all day, right? There's
No,
there's
well,
like
each
breaks
convention center
and
is different. as
True.
well.
Well, and the other
the
thing
one
is-
we went to
Yeah.
kind of didn't.
Bring
so-
like snacks or eat before because convention center food is one
Expensive.
overpriced and not very healthy.
yeah.
So I mean, here and there if you want to go eat
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Like-
check. I'm not sure what the rules are yet for the convention center, but like they vary usually. But most convention centers also allow you to bring in like an empty water bottle and you can like refill it there.
Yeah.
Also at Chicago, they had the celebration cups,
I love those.
Oh,
which they
yeah.
started offering, and you could just refill. Once you bought a cup, you could refill it with like the sodas that they had.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of soda the entire weekend. But If you, yeah, whatever. It'll
Mix
be
in
fun.
some water.
I would assume that they're going to do that again because that's like a Disney Parks thing.
Yeah.
With like you get the cup when you log or when you clock in, check in. When you check in, and
That's
then
the
you have it.
that's the Disney motto. You
That's-
get the clock. You get the cup when you clock in.
Ching.
That's
Time
Mickey
card at
Mouse.
Disney.
Mickey Mouse can't stop saying that.
Oh my gosh.
One thing I kind of regret. So I guess this would be advice is sign up. There's if they do it the same way. There's the online lottery. That's how you
Yep.
got into the Mando one. We got
Yeah.
into the episode 9 spillover
For the trailer.
for the trailer.
Yeah.
There's and there's Hasbro things, exclusive figures, Funko Pops,
Yeah.
any kind of merch.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about that. You got
We didn't get-
exclusive.
I would
We'll
say
get there.
don't even just sign up for the ones you want. Sign up for all of them.
Yeah,
like, what's
'cause you never
nothing
know-
to lose.
you never know the experience until you're there. You know.
Right.
So you even if you don't want to do like.
We missed Resistance.
Yeah,
we
you
didn't
know,
even-
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Resistance. I would have loved to see, Resistance, the
Yeah.
Resistance panel with all
Yeah.
that. I mean, so really, you're just there to experience things. You're there to do new things. I mean, mostly. So yeah, sign up for everything is definitely that's a smart
Yeah.
piece of
So
advice.
yeah.
like there will be an app and whatnot. So like download the app, sign up for your lotteries and whatnot. I know that historically at like Orlando and like Anaheim in the past, they would like sleep overnight.
Oh yeah,
They don't
that's a
they don't do
classic
that
thing,
anymore.
thank
They don't
goodness.
do that anymore.
That wouldn't work well.
and I
with COVID
doubt
either,
that they're
so,
ever going to do it again because
No.
the lotteries went like really well, like in Chicago.
Yeah.
And then like it's just that just like skews me out thinking about it, like sleeping over to like get into like a panel. Like I would just be like, no, I'll just like watch it like later.
Couldn't do that.
Like I can't devote the time to that, and like I like no, I don't want no. Mm-mm.
do we have any more advice? Or
I have
things?
one minor piece of advice. This is just convention advice. Bring a portable phone charger with you.
That's a great one.
Mhm.
Portable battery pack. Just in general, like don't trust public electrical outlets. Just don't. You don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
It might short circuit your phone. Who
Maybe.
knows? It might. You never know.
And you're going to be tethered
and-
to the wall.
yeah,
if
tethered
you're
to the wall.
If you're
Yeah.
plugged in.
Don't leave your phone behind if you even were going to do that. The amount of times I see people do that at conventions, and I'm just like, oh my god.
That's brave.
Would never do. So bring a portable phone charger. Definitely huge recommend. And I also recommend for your phone, have a phone case. No. Clear off some space, like if you have like a lot of photos, like preemptively, so that way you're not like at the convention and being like, oh no, I'm out of storage.
Yep,
Like
that happened to me.
make sure you like figure that out before you go.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm saying this because I recently got a new phone and I've had an experience transferring things over. So I was like, okay, let me make sure everything is all like straightened out before we go.
Keep an eye out for the running of the hoods.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like, yeah,
I was gonna get into like what are some things we didn't get to do last time that you guys are at the top of your
we
list.
missed the running of the hoods,
We
didn't
missed probably a lot of things, but yeah, we did.
So-
miss that.
Definitely want to check that out. That's like my number one.
Yeah.
You know,
So for those who don't know,
You could be in it.
I could.
You could
Theoretically.
do
Yeah.
the cosplay.
I think we have an orange jumpsuit.
Hmm.
Is it an orange jumpsuit?
Yeah.
Do we have a Camtono?
No.
Well, I want a Camtono in the worst way
I
possible.
almost bought one once. They're only like $30 maybe.
Ice
I don't
cream
know.
maker.
They're not. They're not
Like the
much.
actual ice cream maker, or
Yeah.
like somebody made like a 3D
The ice
printed
cream maker.
Camtono?
I
Wow.
would just do it
We'll
and
both.
make it look.
So for those
Bring
who
the
don't
ice
know,
cream maker, serve ice cream to people.
Yeah. Did you in the running of the hoods? I don't know if it was in Chicago or we didn't see it, but I saw a picture. Someone dressed up as a Camtono, holding
Holding
little
a doll.
hoods.
That's so good.
It was amazing.
That's
so
brilliant.
the running of the hoods, what I've been trying to say for the past like minute here is a bunch of people dressed up as Wilbur Hood, the guy with the ice cream maker Camtono.
Yep,
in
on
the
the
Cloud City.
background.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And they just run. That's it.
That's the thing.
Yeah. I would love to see that finally. We didn't see it.
I don't know where we were, but we were.
I don't know
We
where
were
we
there
were
for,
most
like-
of the time. We saw so much. We saw so little.
It's such a blur. It is. I remember one guy was dressed as the A New Hope sound guy with the shorts.
Yep.
Yeah,
The pink
That-
shorts.
Classic.
There's so many cool cosplays that you'll see that you might not see at another convention, and it's the best because it's
Yeah.
all Star Wars cosplays.
Yeah.
It's
We
not like you
had
have to
one of
pick them
those.
So
out.
people have to get really creative. You know,
Yeah.
when you go to a convention and it's not just Star Wars, you're going to get a lot of the same costumes because
Yeah.
it's like the most popular characters
Yeah.
people want to dress as. But Star Wars, you could get as obscure
We did
as you
that.
want.
So one of the things that we did for Chicago, since it was going to be in Chicago and in April, I assumed wrongly it was going to be a little cold.
Yeah.
But no, it was every other weather type. But AJ and I decided that he wanted to cosplay Han Solo. But one of the outfits from Solo, when he wears the fur coat. So I'm out here making a fake fur coat.
That was a cold day, by the way. but
Yeah,
not
so
in the
when he
convention
wore
center.
it, it was a cold day, but inside the goggles like fogged up, and it was disgusting.
There's a picture of Shelby wearing that.
Yeah, we went for pizza afterwards, and it was really cold
Oh,
outside.
on the
So we were waiting
sidewalk?
outside, and so
You
I had
dish.
this like glamorous photo of Shelby, like
Behind
as
the
like a
scenes.
like a 50s like starlet, just like wearing like the coat
Yeah.
afterwards.
Good times.
But yeah, no, I don't remember seeing anyone else have fur coat Han Solo.
No, a lot of people mistook
Add
me
it.
for the original
Deleted
Jabba.
scene Jabba.
No, deleted
Yeah.
scene Jabba.
Which was like the intent of why they wanted to like do that in the first place. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure that
guess
was
so.
the inspiration.
Um,
But yeah,
yeah.
it was cool. And like when we were waiting in line to take pictures on the Falcon, we actually ran into our now friend Andy. They were just as Beckett.
Yeah.
And it was great.
I love
'cause,
That was
like,
perfect.
We didn't know who like they were at the time, and it was just like so funny because like
And now we know them.
It was the
you know?
opportune moment because like it was literally like fur coat Han and Beckett in that normal outfit,
Oh yeah.
and it was
on the
it was
Millennium
good.
Falcon.
Well, we went in to take the pictures on the Falcon. We were like next to them.
Yeah.
And, like I have a great photo of like the first time you like put on like the Jar Jar mask like at the convention of just you guys just like standing next to each other, and AJ's just like
That was a good
who is
time.
this guy?
The goggles got
Who's this
so
Jar Jar
sweaty.
Binks
It
guy?
was gross.
The goggles got so gross.
That wasn't even. I guess that was an obscure costume.
Yeah.
And no one else had it.
Wicked
so,
obscure. I've only seen like one or two people ever like make the coat ever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Well, yeah, it was.
big
I
furry
still
coat.
haven't figured out like the details of the collar. Honestly, I'll admit that, but
It
I want
worked.
to.
I think my favorite costume I saw there while we're on costumes was the Canto Bite Police.
Yep.
They just
Oh,
looked-
those were so
they
good.
looked so
Yeah.
sharp.
They
and
had the
light
LEDs
up-
on
yeah.
the on the
It was so
helmets
good.
and everything.
It was
I don't
great.
even know-
Meanwhile,
Did we get a picture with them?
I
I
don't
got a
think we
picture
did.
of them.
I think you took a picture of them.
I think I didn't get a picture with them. I don't think.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Another important thing I want to throw in there about advice for conventions: ask people before you take a
Oh,
photo.
Yeah.
Of course.
For the love of everything, ask someone before you take a photo. Like even if like it's like from the side, you're like, oh, that's like really cool. Like make your best effort to ask, please.
Sometimes you'll get those like. It'll be an amazing costume, and people will just be like standing around taking pictures, and then you know
like
that's
in
a
that
good
moment, if
but
someone is like already like posed,
Don't be
like, yeah,
creepy
sure,
about
but
it.
like
Yeah.
don't be creepy about it. Long
Yeah.
story short, don't be creepy about it. Like ask first, and don't take pictures of people while they're eating or just like resting. like
no.
just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. That's a regular con rule. That's a regular life rule.
Yeah. Don't take pictures of people on the streets. Bad idea.
Always
Without
ask,
their consent.
Bad
always ask
idea.
for hugs while we're on it too.
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like
Yeah,
that. Like,
I feel like
Oh my God.
when
I
we
can't
see,
believe
like-
even that
Some
needs
people
to be
don't know.
said.
when we see the actual like rules like upcoming, there's like a lot of like questions around can people wear like helmets and like because
right.
there'll be a mask policy in effect,
Yeah.
which is great, but like people are like, oh, can I also like wear like my helmet? Obviously there's so many helmets in Star Wars, like that's a big. I think at the moment they are allowing it though. But yes, ask people and just ask before you do anything.
Yep.
Like please just
It
don't
doesn't hurt.
approach.
It takes
like,
2 seconds.
So
yeah.
even something we forgot to mention is that I got this mask at Celebration.
Yeah, that's a fun
Oh,
story.
The
that is a
famous
fun
Jar
story.
Jar mask.
That's a
you know,
very fun story.
Getting swept up in the whole cosplay thing, I felt that I needed to kind of do something as well. So I ordered a Jar Jar mask, like rush order from Amazon, to be delivered to the Airbnb the next day, and I got it.
Yep.
And even when I was dressed as Jar Jar, everybody asked permission to take pictures with me. It was
There
a
you
lot.
go.
It was like 12 whole people.
We were very proud of you, Matt.
Thank you.
'Cause, like,
It
that was, like,
You were the only one.
You were, like-
I was the only one. Nobody else dressed as Jar Jar, which is shocking.
I remember seeing a photo of two guys in like orange unitards with Jar Jar masks, and they were like on the escalator coming
Good.
down, and they were just like just like waving.
Good, because honestly, like Jar Jar was one of the main characters.
Do you remember one of the last days we were on like one of like the skywalks, and you had the mask, and someone approached you?
Yep.
What-
And they gave me the Darth Jar Jar pin.
yeah, he was
button.
like, "Do you
Oh,
believe in our
yeah.
Lord and Savior Darth Banks?"
Yeah, Darth Banks.
And you were like,
And I was like,
I
yeah,
guess.
sure.
And he gives you like a Darth like Banks
He
pin.
gave me the Darth Banks pin.
Something that's really fun about Celebration that's kind of like unique to like other conventions is a lot of people just have like swag and like handouts to like
Yeah.
pins and buttons and things
The
to
I
like
got a
give
lot of
out.
things.
The Chicago
oh
flag.
my God, the
So,
Chicago flag.
Some people like go above and beyond with like their creativity for it. And so the coolest thing that we saw, so AJ and I saw this woman walk by and she had tucked into the back of her hair like a little flag. And so it was the Chicago city flag of the blue stripes with the white in the middle, and usually it's stars
Yeah.
for Chicago. But she replaced it with the Mandalorian logo, or the Mythosaur.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What is the Mandalorian logo like the Anyway, the mythosaur.
The mythosaur on my sleeve.
Right. Yeah. And so we saw her walk by, and so we were just like, I stopped her and I was like, I love the flag, and she was like, oh, do you want one? And Asia and I were like, yeah. And then we're like, can we have two? Because it was the two of us at the time, and we were gonna give one to Matt. And so when we like refound Matt, I have a video clip of this actually.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
We like gave it to him. Matt was like,
That was in our opening for a while.
gust of wind.
Yes.
A gust of wind. They opened.
this was the day it snowed.
Yeah, it was the snowy day. They opened the doors
On the side of the hall.
and a gust of wind just blew right as I had the flag
And
in
he's
my
like-
hand.
Perfect.
It was amazing.
It's
and
like poetry.
anybody who knows me knows I'm a big flag guy.
Yes.
I don't know why, but I just
They're
like
cool.
flags. They are cool. And I couldn't shut up about the Chicago flag. Like when we landed, I was talking about it like nonstop. I'm like, look,
He
Chicago
was.
flag. There it is. It was
Yeah.
So to
It's a
have
good
that,
flag.
that's like one of my favorite. That's probably my favorite souvenir I got at Celebration.
It was free.
And it
we
was
have
free.
it on display still because it was
Yeah.
just like a fun little thing. It was just like a little like cheap little flag, but it was such a creative thing. So like I love like the little freebies that are like that. But like most of them will be like buttons or like some sort of like papery type material. Like I like the day before like we like went to Chicago, I worked in an office in Boston at the time, and so I picked I was in the lobby of the Prudential Building, one of the tallest buildings in Boston. It's a very big touristy spot. And so I went in a tourist store and I bought like 50 postcards that said something about Boston on them. Like there was one that was like a cup of chowder that literally just said, got chowder.
Yeah.
And what I did, so I flipped them all over and I wrote on the back, I was like, love, Champ the Jedi, and Boston Kylo. And because it was just like us at the time, HoloNet Marauders didn't exist. And so that was my like trader piece. This year, I have something special planned. It's another postcard, but we'll reveal it at a closer date. And it'll be from the HoloNet Marauders.
This
I'm
will
very
be great.
excited for it.
Looking forward to that.
By our
so
artist, Meg.
Yes, our artist Meg designed it for us, and I'm
keep
so
an eye out
excited. They did an
for
awesome
us
job.
on
Yeah.
the floor if you're going to be there.
Maybe we'll do a secret password. Who knows?
How many of the?
I don't know.
just give
I
them to
didn't
people.
buy them yet, but I'm going to.
How many are you gonna get?
I'm not telling you that because I'm not sure.
Should the secret password be like Bosco, Tippy Toe?
Tippy toe.
Tippy Toe.
We'll figure that out. But I mentioned like secret password because some people do like drops that way. So like if you like run into someone, they'll be like, oh, if you like mention the password, like you can get like my little merch. Our friend Ryan, who's roommates with Pesto the Porg, right?
Yeah.
So Pesto had special passes that were like through like Porg special event passes, and that was like you had to say like the special birdseed word or whatever Pesto wrote on his post, and like and they went over really really well. And so we didn't know them at the time. Should I tell about the Pesto the Porg story?
You could.
Let's do something else and then come back to me.
What?
I had another piece of advice, but I don't remember it now. So.
Piece of advice. Well, I gotta take a drink of water, so.
Oh, okay. Wow. This is great. Wow, we hit a
Here's
wall.
Yeah, we did.
We hit a wall.
I had an idea, and then Jamie, I forgot.
All right, then I'll continue.
Tell the Pesto
So
the
the
Porg
Pesto the
story.
Porg story. So I think we've already like discussed this at some point when we had
I remembered my advice.
Ryan and Becca on the pod before, but like we were in the trailer room for the episode 9 trailer, and I look to the left and I see someone holding Pesto Porg, and I'm like, I know that Porg, that's Pesto Porg. So I'm telling AJ, and he's like, I have no idea who that is. But it was just this Porg that I follow on Instagram. Sounds a little weird, right? But it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And anyway, they left, and then we never met them in person until like recently. But like I ended up finding out that way. But I saw Pesto Porg from afar. So it was a celebrity appearance.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That was the biggest celebrity I think you saw.
I think it was. I really
that you
think
met.
it was.
I mean, or
I
you
didn't
know,
meet him.
Well, you
We
came
didn't meet
close.
Pesto.
We didn't meet him.
We didn't meet.
We know him now. We're friends
meet
now.
It was
Bobby.
kind of like meeting Bobby, or not meeting Bobby.
Not meeting Bobby.
So close.
Yeah,
So
so
close
close
so
but so
far.
far.
That was almost. We came close to meeting John too. John Boyega.
Oh, we did. He was.
It was
yeah.
so close. I
He
mean,
took
that's
a picture
another
with a bunch
thing.
of people, and we just didn't.
Yeah, I
Was
mean,
I part of that?
no.
I don't remember.
That was
I don't
when
know.
me and AJ were kind of on our own wandering
We went to
around.
look for
Okay.
pins, maybe. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
forget.
that was
I forget what it was exactly, but
because we saw John at the stage,
yeah, John
We were by
was John
ourselves.
and
and then Oscar came. Yeah.
It was Oscar and John. Yeah, Oscar came out later, and the two of them were talking about episode 9 and all that. And then we kind of waited for a little while, just like hung around, and that's where we got the idea to wait for Bobby too.
Right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
missed
because
out
you
on
could
that.
hang around like the backside of the stage, and sometimes people would like slip out, but no one did.
Yeah. Well, in this case, John did.
My other
We
advice.
missed it.
And this isn't even advice. It's something we kind of forgot about. But the Star Wars Celebration shop is really cool.
Yeah.
And obviously they sell out of merch.
Mm.
But I would advise not waiting in the line. Like, I think the line the first day last time was like 8 hours.
It was
If you wait in that line, I mean, I think if there's something you really want and it's worth it to, maybe do it. But
They had a lot of stock, though.
You pay the money to go to the convention and go around. We went a few days later to the store and we got cool stuff. So
And can't you buy that merch online?
No.
some of it you can get beforehand. Like right now, you can get the Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary shirt. I think we ordered one of those for Jamie.
Yeah. But so not all of it. But I remember on the first day, Taylor was actually in the line.
Yeah, we
and
lucked
she
out.
called me, and that was the first time we actually talked to each other. Like, talk to each other.
And she got me the Lando shirt.
Yeah, she was just
really
like, hey, I'm
wanted
in the
that.
line. Do you want anything? And so she got the Lando shirt and whatnot, and then we Venmoed and wanted afterwards. But like, I was, that's just like so funny to me looking back on it. That was the first time we like talked. But the line was crazy the first day of like the shop, and
like out
almost
out
stuff
the door.
like was still there afterwards though. So like I remember Shelby and I waited like on Friday. We only waited for like a half hour or so, and it was fine. And they had most, if not all, of the stuff still. So like they have like a lot of stock of the things. So like a lot of the shirts they like print like fresh, actually.
Yeah,
depending
I'm
on like,
wearing
what
one
they
of them
are.
now. The
The Kylo, the
celebration shirt.
badge logo.
Good.
Yeah.
I try not to wear it too much. I wore it all the time when I first got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want it to like wear down, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
wear it less.
And
But I wore it today.
This shirt I'm wearing.
That is the shirt.
That is the shirt.
I got this
It's in our
shirt
logo.
specifically for Celebration. It is beautiful, official Phantom Menace merch, all the way back in 1999. Tie-dye.
If you just put the mask on, I mean, you're the logo.
That's the
I
logo.
literally.
Down to like the gray pants and everything.
Yeah.
Like that is like literally like the logo. You accidentally cosplayed yourself today.
I cosplayed
It was on
myself
purpose.
at Celebration.
Congratulations, you cosplayed yourself.
Look at that. There he is. Do the rest of the show like this.
You know what?
I don't know how it'll sound.
I don't think
but
this is fist level. Fist.
No.
No, it's not quite at the right.
Not for Jar Jar.
Oh.
Save the glasses. So let's talk about the upcoming celebration. We've talked about Chicago. If things come up, we'll go back to it. But
I have one
What-
more piece of advice.
okay.
One more piece of advice. If you cosplay, or whichever, or even if you don't, look into meetups because people will be
Yes.
having meetups for like mutual people who cosplay, who are into video games, who are do the podcast
Yeah.
thing, any sort of fan communities. There's a meetup for it, and they get like very like granular as well. So like,
Well, remember the meetup we did on the last day?
Well,
yeah. So I was gonna mention that. So like.
that meetup, like Awoken, like Matt was so happy with that one. Like it brought a
Right.
tear to your eyes.
I was so happy.
So on the one of the last days of Celebration, the last day we were there, which was the Sunday, they had the big Ray cosplay community meetup, and so we had as many Rays as possible. Another one of my favorite stories is from that day. My friends know this story intimately, but I dropped my lightsaber down the escalator in front of like 200 Rays.
God. And it was
Eels.
the
So-
loudest. I think.
Oh my god! So
It goes like.
let me
like,
set the scene.
Oh,
Let me set
yeah.
the scene.
We were all in different spots,
Right.
too.
So you guys were together.
I think I was by myself.
Okay. So I don't know where anyone else was like in our group at the time. We all knew that this meetup was at whatever time, and so we were like, hey, just everybody meet up there afterwards, and then we'll head out for the day. So that was the plan. So I didn't know where anyone else was, and this meetup was at like a bottom of like a set of escalators, like pushed aside, and it was a really, really big escalator, like really tall, like
Yep.
probably like 2 stories worth of escalators.
Yeah.
So I was wearing the Last Jedi throne room outfit, so the brown and the gray with the tall brown leather boots, all new nerds.
Levi.
I was wearing that outfit, and I had my generic lightsaber hilt, and it was clipped to my belt. This is important. I have to get up to demonstrate this. So my lightsaber blade is about as long as my leg. This is important because when I stepped on the escalator, it goes down, and the lightsaber went up. So as I stepped, the lightsaber went up, and then the lightsaber went down.
Oh my
God.
And down it goes, clattering down the escalator.
I'm telling you, it goes like foghorn, nuclear bomb, shampoo bottle in the shower, lightsaber falling down the escalator. It was unbelievable.
It's tumbling. It's going down. There wasn't really anyone in front of me. There was like a guy towards like the bottom though of the escalator, and so like he heard it coming. He heard that lightsaber coming down the escalator, and he turned
Foghorn,
around.
Nuclear bomb, shampoo bottle, EOP fart, lightsaber
oh
going
my
down
God.
the escalator.
And,
Absolutely.
Like, the guy caught it before it like got like stuck and like jolted somewhere. So he caught it, but like this escalator is clattering down. All of the rays are gathered over there already. And so I thought I was late, and then I start panicking because my lightsaber's tumbling down. I also like borrowed the blade that I used in the lightsaber from someone who was like in the meetup.
And they were just watching you.
And I was like, the blade was totally fine. A few scuffs on my lightsaber though, but it's okay. It's tumbling down. Everyone starts yelling and screaming because like they see it happening and they didn't know what was happening. So I'm freaking out. They're freaking out. All of a sudden I see AJ just like appear around the corner and he literally is just like, oh my God, of course this was you.
I heard the noise and I was like, who? I was like, the poor soul, whoever that is. And then it was you.
I remember you said that to me after. So we definitely were split up because I watched the whole thing happen. I was like, oh my God, no.
Different point of views.
And like, yeah, from a certain point of view, me
There you
dropping the
go.
lightsaber down the escalator at Star Wars Celebration
in my
Chicago
book.
2019.
The HoloNet Marauders story.
You could get like 200 points of view. Like me dropping it, the guy at the bottom of this escalator, every single ray that was there, you guys around, the photographer from Lucasfilm who happened to be there.
I didn't know about that. But
There
that's
was
cool.
a bunch of random
You
stuff.
left an impact on them.
There you
I
go.
did, and I think about this story a lot, and I have learned not to walk downstairs when I have my lightsaber clipped to my belt.
I would have just been holding it.
So when I was walking around, it was fine because it was the length of my leg. It was the fact that I took a
Right.
step down because I saw everybody gathered. And so I was like, oh, crap, I'm late. And so I took a step down. And because I started to rush, that's
Yeah.
down it
It
goes.
happens.
Anyway, I'd like to borrow a lightsaber blade from someone else at Star Wars Celebration. So please hit me up.
Yeah.
Glowing
I promise
review.
I won't drop it.
What are the chances she drops
Promises.
it again?
Exactly. What are the chances?
100%.
Oh,
Well, we'll
well,
see.
we were
We'll see how
trying
it
to help
goes.
you out
So-
there, but
Celebration Anaheim 2022. Because it was almost 2020.
2022.
I like how we have merch from like the 2021
Yeah.
that they sent out. But that's a
I
different-
was, oh my God,
Did
when
you
they
get any of that?
announced, no, but when they announced Star Wars Celebration 2020, I remember Shelby and I got stuck because United canceled
yeah.
our plane, and we were in Des Plaines, Illinois.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
We were in the middle of nowhere, on like in a motel across from like this sleepy diner, and I'm calling you guys on a train.
You're like, we gotta
You
go.
didn't
And I'm
even
like,
mention that.
I'm stressing out. We don't need to mention that. I'm
You took a
stressing
train to
out.
Chicago.
Took a train. We
I'm
did
stressing
not.
out because you're like,
Shelby
we
and I
gotta
flew.
go because we agreed that if it was in the United States, we would go.
That was
the
the
next
thing.
one.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden there was like the next year. We were like, the next year is a little close.
I just paid for this one.
I know, right? And
Little
then-
did we know we had to wait.
Tickets
We-
would have
we
gone
would
on
have to
sale in
wait.
like a few months anyway, but like still.
We had to wait 3 years.
Yep. That it really is crazy that it's been 3 years.
Oh yeah, it's been 72 years or however the meme goes.
So
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Anaheim,
Anaheim.
what are we? I know we're getting over COVID. That's going to be a thing in the background still in the back of our minds. We need to be masked. We need to be vaccinated to go.
mhm.
What are we excited about though for Celebration? Like this time around? Like what? And even with the projects for Lucasfilm and Star Wars right now, like
Yeah.
we'll get into that as well. Like what are you looking forward to seeing most again this time?
Again, I'm excited most for the meetups.
Yeah.
Because like
To go off of your recent
yeah,
advice.
to go off of my recent thing, yeah, but really, because like that is like my favorite part of it. Like I got into Star Wars more because of engaging with the community and through cosplay.
Yeah.
So like when we went the first time, I was a Rebel Legion member, but I wasn't really involved yet. And so like this coming year will be the first time that I've actually like been like involved like a lot locally. And so I'm really excited to actually like I don't know, meet like other like Legion members and whatnot, like that way, and like go to like those meetups. But like, I still like want to do like other stuff as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
being open to just
Yeah.
everything and just going with the flow is the way to go. But
Yeah.
well,
I guess you said meetups, but
Yeah.
I'm more looking forward to meeting people. Like just meeting
meet people at the meetups.
Yeah,
A
but I'm
new
talking
Force
about
Ghost
like
John.
yeah, a new Force Ghost John, or even like the people that we've met online that we want to meet in person and hang around with them,
Yeah.
get to know them. I wouldn't really count that as a meetup, more just like
I'm looking excited to like hang out with we kind of have like a predetermined like group that we like know that we want to hang
Yeah.
out with, and like I'm just really excited for that.
It'll be cool to meet them in
It'll be
person.
fun.
It'll
I'm
be cool to
excited.
track down a bunch of people I'm looking for that I want to meet personally.
I got
That you've
a
been
nerve
trying-
to pick with you,
you've been
or a
trying
bone
to
to pick
meet
with you.
people
A nerve
since-
to pick with you.
A
God.
nerve to pick with you. Anyway,
I'm excited, but I'm also like I picture myself like as like a tug of war. Like I gotta hang with this person. I gotta make sure I see this
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Which
That's true.
it all works out in the end. And
Yeah.
you can all hang out together and introduce each other, and then they're friends, and it'll work out.
And then we can all just go take breaks in the meantime because
And
it's
don't
gonna be
forget
a
to
lot.
Eat and drink.
I'm already pretty overwhelmed with like the thoughts of like how much like content people are gonna want to make. Like I the moment like
Oh my
tickets like went on
goodness.
sale, like I tweeted about that. I literally was just like, I'm pretty overwhelmed with the fact that everyone's gonna be wanting to make content when we're there, and like so many people
we'll
liked
see.
it. And I was just like, guys,
Well-
I appreciate all of you, but like,
One of the big
I
things
need to take a break.
is Kenobi. Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi is going
Yeah.
to premiere like the day before
Yes.
celebration starts.
Wednesday night
Yeah, so that's going to be
That's gonna be wild.
that's going to be a content
At
opportunity.
midnight,
no
too.
idea what the heck we're
Not
gonna
3
do with
a.m.
that. Yeah, that'll be wild
'Cause
for
we'll be-
us.
Will be wild.
we'll be on the West Coast.
We'll actually get to see it at midnight.
At midnight.
On Wednesday night,
can't believe
Tuesday
it.
night. Holy crap!
So that's the wait.
Oh,
yeah.
Tuesday.
Wow,
Tuesday night.
that's gonna be even
Wow.
earlier. We're gonna be like a whole day on Wednesday
How
to like.
do the days?
That'll
of the
be good.
week
We can
work?
digest.
Yeah.
For a day.
What are we doing on Wednesday, by the
We have
way?
I
no
don't
idea.
know.
We have
What
no
do I-
idea.
What do we
I don't know.
Where,
We're
what are we
doing
going
Our
to
Disneyland.
Disneyland?
itinerary is who knows. We know we're going to the full convention weekend. We'll be
Great.
around, but like,
What are we doing on Wednesday?
What are
I
we
think
doing
we're
on
gonna go to Chipotle or.
yeah, we probably will.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
But that's I guess that is first order of business there for celebration.
Oh, the first order?
Watching
First order.
Kenobi, and then
By the order of the first order.
First order.
going on. But what are for the projects that are upcoming? What do you think the panels will be?
Fallen Order 2. Fallen Order 2.
Bad
Fallen
Batch
Order
season 2.
I think we. Oh yeah.
You don't think they're gonna get a Bad Batch season 2 panel?
Of course, we're gonna get
Excuse
that.
me? You wanna
I'm
get
still
Bad Batch
hoping it's
season 2
gonna.
panel?
It's,
If
I'm
there's
still
not a
hoping
ba-
it's coming out before.
If there's a
then.
Bad Batch season 2 panel and I somehow don't get to go to it, I'm gonna be upset.
I wouldn't get your hopes up for it coming out before.
I'd be upset.
I know I
Celebration.
shouldn't.
That's
I,
2
I
months
kind of
away
just
now.
forgot what the time was.
Nothing new is
That
gonna
was-
come out in the next couple months
No, except Kenobi.
except Kenobi.
Except Kenobi.
and Lego Star
Yeah.
Wars.
And that's a
Lego
pretty
Star-
big
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Those two things are pretty big.
So
So-
Bad Batch panel.
Bad Batch panel, Fallen Order 2.
Fallen
Will
Order.
they do a Kenobi panel?
Probably.
They should.
Yeah.
Just to get Anakin and Hayden on stage.
Oh my
I think that they will.
They'll do
goodness. Yeah, that's definitely going to
I
happen.
think they
I have
would,
no
and,
doubt
like,
about that.
They maybe like potentially would like show like
Show
episode 2
Episode 2.
or like just extra previews.
Which
for
I don't
episode
like.
2.
If I win, I'd be like, yes, this is amazing. But I probably wouldn't win the raffle or whatever, the lottery. So I'd be like, that's so unfair. Like they get to see it. What's Anakin's
it's
line?
outrageous.
Yeah,
It's outrageous. It's unfair.
But
How can you see Kenobi before it's out?
I could see them doing that. I don't like when they do that, but I could see that.
I could definitely
Like
see
the
that.
Mando thing at the last celebration.
Well, that was just like
is
a little
exclusive.
snippet.
Yeah, that was a little snippet.
But
It wasn't like the whole
still-
episode.
I don't know.
So maybe they'll just do that.
And then
Yeah.
you can watch it with Ian and Hayden
could see them
on
doing-
stage.
I could see them doing that with Bad Batch rather than Kenobi, because Kenobi's I
Yeah.
hate to say it, but a bigger deal. It's like,
I feel like
so you'll
also
have
with like
5
animated.
D Bradley Bakers sitting on stage watching.
Yeah.
and they've done it with animation before. They showed Clone Wars stuff early.
Right.
They
showed
showed
Resistance stuff
They
early.
showed like
Yeah,
2 episodes of Resistance.
you're not
at the
wrong.
celebration.
We're definitely going to get the first 2 episodes of Bad Batch.
That's probably exactly what they're gonna do.
That's-
That's what they did with Resistance. They showed the
Yeah.
first 2 episodes of season 2.
That's pretty good.
Oh gosh, Lucasfilm, if you're listening, and I know you are.
Please let Jamie in.
Please let me into the Bad Batch panel. That is all I'm asking. I will be cosplaying either as Civilian Hunter or as Omega. So please.
You are wearing
I am wearing the tech
jacket.
jacket. I'm wearing a tech T-shirt right now.
If
I'm
there's
wearing a
anyone-
Bad Batch pin here.
a Republic
I have
beanie.
clone meanie. Lula's right here.
There's anybody
there's
more
a clone
deserving
doll over there.
to get into this
I'm
panel?
Serious.
I think if you asked anyone online, they would, and if they know
Yeah.
Jamie, they'd be like, "Oh, Jamie deserves it." More than anyone, so.
So
so
there you
blush.
go.
Write your emails to Lucasfilm
But
PR.
seriously, I am serious. That would be an awesome opportunity. I just want to be in the room. That's all I'm asking.
The room where it happens.
I just want to be in the room where it happens. The room
no.
where it happens. The room where it happens.
Oh god.
So, Bad Batch,
I was
Kenobi
gonna keep
panel,
singing, but
Fallen Order 2, probably. I hope
What
so.
are you talking
I don't like
about?
calling it Fallen Order 2.
We're absolutely getting
it's
Fallen Order 2.
Fallen Order
just call it
sequel,
Fallen Order.
because it'll be Jedi.
Yeah,
Ascension.
it'll
makes
be
it?
it'll be
I don't know.
Who
Star
makes the
Wars
game?
Jedi is the
What?
actual
Who makes
technical-
Fallen Order?
Respawn.
So Respawn's panel.
NEA.
Respawn panel.
Respawn
there you go.
EA. There you go.
Respawn.
I think
And-
that there's going to be another like Lucasfilm gaming panel as well. I
Yeah,
think that there's
because
big
there's other
potential for
things
that.
around the corner. There's got to be.
They have
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that they've been teasing.
Yeah, and even the like KOTOR remake, the Knights of the
you-
Old Republic remake.
Yeah.
So do you think since there's an Indiana Jones game coming out, would they do something about that. It's not
No,
Star Wars, but it's a Lucasfilm property.
Star Wars Celebration, not Lucasfilm
What if-
Celebration.
what if
Didn't
there
we see some Indiana Jones stuff
What
on the
if
floor?
there?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
thought
and
we
like
did.
the random like merch and things.
Yeah, I guess.
But the merch is just
Yeah,
people
yeah,
can bring
yeah,
one.
yeah.
But
in.
what if seriously though, if there is like a Indiana Jones panel and it's Bethesda, and then Todd Howard just walks out, I'd be like, Todd,
No, no.
and then he
Todd.
points a gun at you and he's like, "Buy Skyrim."
buy Skyrim.
And
Buy
we're like,
Skyrim.
"Oh,
I'd be like, all
20
right,
year.
you got it, buddy.
We've been caught.
We've
Oh,
been had.
we've been duped.
So one thing I will say I want more than
Andor.
yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, there's
Andor.
gonna be
I was
Andor
going to
panel.
say this is something that hasn't been officially announced or revealed yet, but Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
This random thing that we saw on like
It was the wrap.
it
It
was
was
like
on
a
the wrap
gift.
gift
It
for
was a-
last year.
yeah, it was a wrap gift for 2021.
And I was going to
And
bring up the Kiner Brothers tease,
Yeah,
Yep.
which
a new show.
I forget which
Another
Kiner
animated show.
mentioned that. But
Yeah.
one of them, they all mentioned it, sort of. And I don't know. It sounded like he had already worked on
So
it.
they mentioned.
So maybe that's part of the wrap gift.
I would love that.
They mentioned that they recently worked on a new animated project that they had a full orchestra available for every episode. So it's some series, and we don't know necessarily what it is, but it is Star Wars, obviously. And so they mentioned this, if you want to find the receipts, over on the Convor Calls live stream a couple weeks ago now. It's a couple hours in, but it's the interview with the Kiner brothers. Yeah. So I'd really love to see what Tales of the Jedi is, because that was a Legends
Yeah,
thing, wasn't
that
it?
was a Legends. It was a comic book series. I'm not sure if I think it was just comics, but it was Knights of the Old Republic before Knights of the Old
Very
Republic.
90s.
It told very 90s.
Jeez.
Ooh, baby.
90s, baby.
Oh, 90s Star
90s
Wars.
are so hot right now, though. So
Oh man, but it was the Old Republic. It was like the first thing that really delved into that era before Knights of the Old Republic came out, and the stories there are some of the most popular in Legends.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder why, if they were making something called Tales of the Jedi, why you would choose the name of one of the most popular Legends things if you weren't adapting it or, doing something related to
I hope
that
that they
old
do.
story.
like
They.
I really hope they do, because like I don't know that much about Legends, but like I would love for them to adapt like the stories that
Yeah.
people have loved for years.
Especially Old Republic, because that doesn't
Yeah,
contradict anything really going on.
Not really,
and-
exactly.
because like
the newer
also
stuff.
if they do that, they could also bring in like the Darth Santa stuff, right, and like lead into like Plagueis and whatnot eventually.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like years later, but like
A lot
Well,
of-
that's
Darth
what
Bane,
Acolyte
Darth
is
Bane.
gonna-
Sorry, excuse me.
Darth Bane.
Darth
yeah.
Bane. That's what I mean.
Okay.
So if
yeah.
they do that, I don't know the Legends stuff.
There's
That's
a lot
why
of
I'm like
Darth Bane.
I would
Darth Bane,
love to
you're
like
right.
learn, but like I would love for them to like
that would be
make new
great.
stuff.
I would
So.
absolutely
They've-
love to see that.
There was like a Legends book called The Last Jedi, and they obviously
Yeah,
had a
yeah.
movie called Last Jedi. So I don't know, but
That's
Tales of the
true.
Jedi seemed like it was a big thing, a big popular thing.
It
that they
was,
wouldn't
it
wanna-
was a big property.
Why
big
would they make it
initiative.
something different?
Well, we'll see. And it was on the animate because the box was set up so that it had all the logos of the live action shows on one side,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then logos of the animated shows on the other
So it was
side.
Bad Batch
and it-
Visions, Tales of the Jedi.
And it had Tales of the Jedi on the animated side. So
Mm,
we're thinking it could be
really
animated.
putting our thinking caps on.
How many
so.
panels could they have? Because at Chicago they had
They had a
there's
lot.
3 staple ones:
They had the
there
Mando
was-
panel.
Mando, Rise of Skywalker, Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Order.
Fallen
I feel like
Order.
those were like the
There
was
was-
the
But
triple
then they
Force
also had,
Friday.
There's
like,
one for
the-
Disney. There was one for about Galaxy's Edge. That was a
Yep.
big one.
Yeah,
That was
that's
a big
true.
one. Galaxy's Edge.
That was in the mornings. We
They
were
had
riding
the
in, and
Phantom Menace 20th anniversary
Right.
panel.
So they'll have an
Um,
Attack
this
of
is
the Clones
less.
one.
This is less days.
They had
That was 5
Resistance.
days. This is 4 days.
So these are like the big ones, but
There's
like
a
there's
couple.
always going to be like tons of panels, like anyway. So
yeah,
True.
But
But
these
maybe
all-
I'm getting
the-
my hopes up for the amount
these
of
all
content
seem
they're
big
gonna
though.
announce.
All these ones we've mentioned are big.
Andor's already been filmed.
Yep.
Andor is a good guess.
That's getting a panel.
Andor,
anything that's
Bad
coming out
Batch
this
is a
year.
good guess.
Yep.
Fallen Order 2 is a good guess.
Yeah.
So maybe those will be the 3 big panels this
High
year.
Republic.
High Republic
Oh,
panel.
They'll definitely do a High Republic panel.
That'll be great.
because like yeah, and they'll have
Which
like
will
the
it'd be a
authors.
big deal for us.
That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
one. I
love
would
that, so.
love to
A
be able to go to that one.
Huge High Republic
interviewed Kevin
fans.
Scott.
I
You should
did.
go
I
out
interviewed
and-
Kevin Scott, and so like that
They
was
should let you in.
Press,
that was another thing
if
on
you're
behalf
listening.
on behalf of the Rebel Legion. I interviewed Kevin Scott, and so like again, like Lucasfilm, if you're listening, and I know you are, please,
Is that a flex?
that is a flex. It is a little flex
It
because I
should be, it should
chatted
be.
with him before, and like
It's
it
cooler
was a
than
lot of
anything I've
fun.
done.
It was really cool, and like I would love to just chat with like the Project Luminous team. I really want to see the panel. It'd be like fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
There's so much content too.
There's so much to look forward to in this celebration.
yeah.
There really is, and it's less than 2 months away, or about 2 months away, and I don't know.
And I'm going to say we better not be looking back at this episode and being like, man, we were dumb.
We
There
were
was
Please.
nothing. It was
No, I mean,
awful.
Don't
some of
make
those
us
things.
eat our
We
words.
didn't even talk about Mando season 3. I mean, that's
Mando
gonna get
season
us
3 is going to be huge.
Oh, yeah,
There's
that
so
show.
much stuff about that.
Christopher Lloyd.
So we're definitely going to get a
Oh
panel
yeah,
about
guys.
that.
Is that new news? Christopher Lloyd? Like,
Great
excuse me?
Scott.
He's conquering all of the great sci-fi franchises. He was
There
a
he goes.
Klingon. He was in.
He was?
Yeah, he was in Star Trek 3: Search for Spock. He
You
was
know what they're
he
gonna
was the
do?
main Klingon villain. He's awesome.
They're gonna have Mando using the dark saber, and he's gonna go, "This is heavy."
Oh no!
What's this word heavy?
No.
Then we have heavy in Star Wars as like a slang term. Oh my god,
Yep.
that would be wild.
Wow.
But there's gonna be a lot going on.
There is.
All right, take our advice as you want.
I saw
I
a
think they're all
great
good pieces.
meme today about Kenobi with like the binoculars and him looking, and then it was Doc Brown with the future goggles
Oh, yeah.
looking.
Oh yeah.
And then Kenobi puts them down, and then it's Doc Brown putting them down. But they're both just like, yeah, that's the meme.
That's a good meme.
It's hard to explain memes when you're just like, so
That's
I
okay,
saw
I
a meme
pictured it.
today.
Pictured it. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
But I think that we'll see our friends at Celebration that are going.
Yes.
We can't wait.
And
It's gonna be a blast.
we'll see you. We'll see you at Celebration.
Perfect.
Working with cameras.
Oh my gosh, wow. So thank you so much for watching and listening to the HoloNet Marauders podcast. You can find us everywhere at HoloNet Marauders, on Twitter just at HoloNet Marauder. We have a video version of the podcast that you've been watching it right now. Otherwise, we're everywhere on just the audio podcast platforms. And yeah, see you guys at Celebration. Thank you so much for listening to the HoloNet Marauders podcast.
Goodbye.
Bye.
See you in
Finn.
California. Finn, no.
And
We don't know how to end these,
Oh,
so.
my back.
Hey, everybody, settle down. Hey, everybody find their seats. All right. So, hear about this Senator Palpatine, huh? Supreme Chancellor now. You seen those robes? Oh my God. Oh, buddy, why the long face? Oh, you're an Ithorian. So, why do they call it hot? They should call it cold, am I right? Hey, come on. Oh, Ben Kenobi, huh, right? More like has-been Kenobi. Get off the stage. All right. Great crowd. So, any Wookiees out tonight?
I was just thinking.